Okay, I'm about to play this interview. Prince Mashele is going to speak the truth. He's going to say a lot of things that make sense. I think every South African needs to hear this. I think every South African needs to hear this. Okay, because everything he says is the truth. Everything he says is the truth. You know, he talks about the future of South Africa and why these thugs in these political parties are failing. Okay, they are failing South Africa, these people. So he talks about South Africa's future. This man, Mr. Prince Mashele, you know. But this interview is an interview. I think he's talking to Mr. Rob Hersov. Okay. So we are going to play it. Now, you guys know I don't like Rob Hersov. You guys know that. I don't like him. But I'm not influencing you guys to not like him. Okay. I don't want anybody saying I influenced them to not like Rob Hersov. I did not influence you to not like Rob Hersov. I just don't like him because of he is hiding who he is. That's my problem with him. So I don't like him because of that. He's hiding who he is. He's hiding his family. He's hiding the fact that his family was a part of the Afrikaner mafia who monopolized the mining sector, the mining industry of South Africa. Okay. During the apartheid, his family benefited from apartheid. And then they benefited from BEE. And now he's speaking as if he's this guy. No, Rob Hersov works for certain people who want to monopolize South Africa's industries. Rob Hersov works for foreign interests. Okay. These people don't like South Africa. This is why they never criticize the DA. Okay. Rob Hersov is not one of us. He does not care about South Africa's interest. He's here to sell South Africa. He just wants to sell South Africa to his foreigner friends from Europe. Okay. But before I play this video, guys, make it a point. You click on that like button. I'm about to play this video. I'm about to provide evidence just now. Okay. I'm about to provide evidence just now. This is South Africa Will Succeed. My name is Siyako Sani. Click on the like button and then click on the notification bell if you are new. If you are new, click on the notification bell. You know, it's funny that people like Rob Hersov never criticize Helen Zille. After the DA sold your votes, right? The DA sold your votes to the ANC and they called it a GNU. So the white people of South Africa, some of them voted for the DA. The DA took all of those votes after South Africa rejected the ANC. That is a fact. So in the last elections, the ANC only got 39%. The majority of South African voters did not vote for the ANC. 61% of South Africa's votes did not go to the ANC. They went to other small parties. Now, why is the DA coming along to save the day? And then calling it a coalition government, which is not a coalition government. It's not a coalition government. It's the ANC government. It's not a coalition government. We are living in an ANC government. If you value South Africa, why would you just give your votes to the ANC to keep the ANC in power without you requiring them to change their laws? All of them. So from the DA to Racist Mackenzie, all of them sold your votes to the ANC without requiring the ANC to change any law. So all of these people have become the ANC. They kept the ANC in power. They got rich, right? All of them. Musima Imane, all of them, they got rich. They got paid. And now all of them are keeping quiet, not criticizing the ANC. And people like Rob Hersov, you know, as a white South African, Rob Hersov was supposed to criticize that as a white South African. As a white South African, Rob Hersov was supposed to criticize that. Okay? He was supposed to say, hey, that's wrong. The DA was not supposed to keep the ANC in power. The people of South Africa, 61% of the South African voters rejected the ANC. So why do we still have the ANC and their laws? Every law that we don't want, it's here. We still have the ANC. We still have all these laws that we don't want. We still have people that we don't want. Mayors, councillors, all the premiers that we don't want. Okay. Rob Hersov and white people like Rob Hersov keep quiet when the DA does that. We are supposed to hold the DA accountable. If you truly care about South Africa, you are supposed to hold the DA accountable. Okay? So it shows you that these people don't actually care about South Africa. All of them, they don't care about South Africa. They don't care about South Africa, all of them. Helen Zille does not care about South Africa at all. Helen Zille is not even South African. For crying out loud. Helen Zille is a foreigner. Helen Zille is a foreigner. Helen Zille is not a South African at all. It's not. Her name is not even Helen Zille. Her name is not Helen. She became Helen Zille in South Africa. Otherwise, her name is not Helen Zille. She's a German. Her family, these people are German. She's a foreigner. Helen Zille is a foreigner. Okay? Do you understand? I am giving you guys evidence. You guys come here to get evidence. These people don't care about South Africa. These people have never cared about South Africa. At all. At all. These people don't care about South Africa. They have never cared about South Africa. The Hersov family has, look, this is the Hersov background. These people, look, the Hersov family benefited from the Afrikaner version of BEE. This is a fact. What's their company back then? Back then, what? Angloval was their company that basically monopolized all the mines in South Africa. All the mines they wanted to take, they took. The National Party, which was formed by the Afrikaner mafia, who killed all these black people, who killed our black leaders, who killed black people who spoke up like Robert Sobukwe and Steve Biko. People who are peaceful. Black people who are peaceful and they spoke up. Benefiting from an Afrikaner version of BEE. His family became wealthy. And now after all these years, he's calling Nelson Mandela a terrorist. This man. Rob Hersov. Okay? After all these years, Rob Hersov is now just saying that Nelson Mandela is a terrorist, going around the world, going to every podcast, calling Nelson Mandela a terrorist. Right? Okay, that's his opinion, that's his analysis, but why is his opinion and analysis always negative towards the people of South Africa? Okay. So that's my issue with these guys. They never tell you the truth about who they are and where they come from. And it's funny that everybody who's been placed in front of us, guys, everybody who these people place in front of us, whether it's from the DA or the EFF, it's funny how all of these people are not even South African. If you could take a deep dive into these people, and remember, we are still investigating Julius Malema's family, okay? At South Africa Will Succeed, we are investigating Julius Malema's family, and I will present my findings to you guys. Trust me. Trust me. I will give you the evidence. Trust me. Okay? I don't like people who don't like South Africa. I don't like people who don't like South Africa, okay? I don't like people who don't want South Africa to succeed and the people of South Africa to succeed. I don't like people who don't want the success of South Africa or South Africa as a country to become successful. I will never go on a podcast with Rob Hersov, guys. I will never go on a podcast with Rob Hersov. Okay. Okay, let's just, guys, this is going to be very quick. This is just a video. It's going to be very quick, guys. Okay. Let's just play. Listen to this man. Listen to this gentleman, Mr. Prince Mashele. Okay. Let's give this brother a chance. Just listen to him. He's going to say something that really, really makes sense. He's going to speak the truth.
Pastime is to study civilizations, the rise and fall of civilizations, all the way from the Romans, every civilization. I've studied them. I can tell when a civilization is falling, and I can tell when a civilization is rising. Me and my colleague, Mzuki Sitko, we wrote a book, The Fall of the ANC. We wrote it in 2012. That's right. It came out in 2014. We predicted that the ANC was going to lose an election in 2024. So count from 2012 to 2024.
12 years.
We had a long discussion with Mzu. about it because Mzu insisted, no, Prince, we can't write and say the ANC is going to lose an election in 2024 because we'll still be alive. What if we get it wrong? I said, Mzu, let's write it. I can feel it in my stomach that this thing will happen because I know how a civilization falls and how a civilization runs. The ANC fell a long time ago. Here is how a party falls. A party first falls in the minds of people. Before you can experience the tangible expression of the fall, the party first falls in the minds of people. So the ANC fell around 2007, 2008. That's when the ANC fell. The party began to behave in a way that shocked observers. And you began to hear people talking about the ANC in a disrespectful manner. They were now free to think the ANC and ANC leaders are scoundrels, they are thieves. You could hear that people were now talking about the ANC as if they're talking about people in the Shebeen. That's when the party fell.
As early as that?
As early as that.
Extraordinary.
So at that time, me and my friends, my intellectual friends, we had a group called the Midrand Group. We were having intense discussions about what was happening. And of course, the intense discussions were not public. So the public didn't have the benefit of our discussion.
The voice.
By the time we began to write about what we were seeing, this was around 2014. We're writing in newspapers. We actually shocked South Africans because what we wrote was new and groundbreaking and was shocking. And we came across as if we were arrogant, disrespectful, but we were expressing deep trends that we had studied. So at that time, we knew that this thing is over. Let me fast forward. In 2029, live and I live. I used to say the ANC will get less than 20%. If the ANC gets 15%, it will be very lucky. South Africans are heartful. They cannot wait to vote the ANC out. In fact, South Africans are saying, when I say, no, don't remove the ANC now. Let's allow the ANC. They say, no, we cannot wait until 2029 is far. South African, I'm telling you, the ANC is going to see dust. So in my planning, in my scenario imagination, I no longer see the ANC. It's out and it will not come back. And by the way, you may think I'm dreaming. Let me give you a concrete example. There was an ANC of Zambia under the leadership of Kenneth Kaunda. Kenneth Kaunda was the Mandela of Zambia. Go to Zambia today and tell me, you will struggle to find the t-shirt of Kaunda's party. Completely gone and disappeared. So what I'm talking about has happened right here on the African continent. So me, I'm ahead of the noise. That's why, my fellow analysts, by the way, they cannot see. I'm way ahead of them.
I'll tell you one thing, Prince. I'm not ever going to bet against you.
Yeah. You bet.
No.
I'm willing to put 50% on the table.
I'd rather bet with you.
The ANC after the 2029 elections will not even be part of that coalition government.
Extraordinary. But where will those voters go? That's the obvious question everyone's asking.
When change comes, I can sense it. I can feel it in my stomach. Something new will come before 2024. 2029. Something new will come before 2029, which is going to redefine South African politics.
Interesting.
I can feel it and sense it in my stomach. I cannot define it now, but I've lived through change. Remember, I was 18 in 1994.
You're a baby.
Yeah. I felt it in my stomach that something seismic was happening at the time. I've seen change.
So you think something new will come?
I have no doubt about it.
And what will it look like?
Doubt.
What will it feel like?
Here is, and now this might sound like prophecy.
Prediction and prophecy.
Yeah. You see, I combine experience in political analysis, knowledge of the world, and many other things. And all of this stuff helps me to understand social trends. Here is the formula for South Africa, and I hope whatever something new comes will be in that direction. Number one, nothing new will succeed politically in South Africa if it does not involve blacks and whites together. Mark my words. You will say, no, this is wishful thinking. No, this is actually part of the character of South Africa. I'll give you an example. Every party on the black side of things that says we are a party of black people, we want to drive white people to the ocean, historically has not succeeded. Show me. Will not show me one, but I'll show you two parties that have said the same thing and have failed. The PAC, 1955, breaks out of the ANC because they want to drive white people to the ocean. It failed. Why did the ANC succeed vis-a-vis the PAC? It's because the ANC said South Africa belongs to all who live in it, black and white. That's why the ANC succeeded. People may actually not think about that. So you had white people. There were white people in the ANC. Jews, Afrikaners, Indians, colours in the ANC, blacks. They did it together. The ANC succeeded. The Black Consciousness Movement of Steve Biko, in the form of Azapo, for example, were for blacks only. It did not succeed. Only the ANC succeeded because the ANC said South Africa belongs to all who live in it, black and white. Even the later day expressions of that black-only politics, like Umkhonto weSizwe, will not succeed. It will succeed a bit in KwaZulu-Natal for a period. By the way, I don't even count Umkhonto weSizwe as a party. When Jacob Zuma is dead, this thing will evaporate. By the way, it's falling apart now. It's being run by the children. Look at the chaos there.
Yeah, it's a revolving door.
Exactly. So it's not a party, it's not going to get anywhere. The EFF also has projected itself as a party of black people. It's stuck and is moving in reverse. It will not succeed. So what is this thing that I see that will succeed? The best of black people who are educated and the best of white are educated, coming to a point where they recognize that their country is in trouble, that politics is too serious a business to be left to scoundrels, and that parliament is an important instrument of national progress, that they have to go and contest that space. I think when I listen to South Africans have reached that point. This is what they're talking about. Yeah. So now, and wherever I go, people say, Prince, why can't you go into politics? Why can't people like you go into politics? And people like me are beginning to ask themselves searching questions because they have children. They can see that the nation has reached a crossroad. The future of their children is at stake. And my sense is that they will wake up. And it's not me, by the way. So count me out. I'm talking about South Africans here. Because there's no single individual who's going to rescue the country.
Correct.
It's a group.
But could you be part of that group? I think you should, Prince.
No,